So I have measured one of these models before, but it was back before I started doing video. So I figured, I just got this, why not do it? So I've had two healthcare pros. Both of them are the older gray models. One of them I got off of FreeCycle years ago from some business because it had a clog in the hose and they didn't know how to fix it. The second one was a marketplace find. It was 20 bucks, and that one was the most recent one I had, but that thing had a massive amount of sun damage. So I mean, despite being gray plastic, you could tell there was a ton of yellowing like all over the body parts, and some of it was rather brittle, so it's like I ended up parting with that one. But I have been on the lookout for a better model, and I've been watching one on eBay that was like 150 bucks, and then this one, which is a newer style, shows up. I mean, it's still like the same machine, it's just they changed some cosmetic things on it. Like they changed the handle. I don't like this handle as much as I did the other one, mostly because it's a little bit thin down here, so I mean it kind of digs into the hand a little bit. If they rounded that out and made it a little bit more comfortable, it would be much nicer. Filter is still the same. Yeah, it's not that bad. It looks bad, without the light off, because, you're seeing into the holes. It's like this machine was actually in pretty good condition, so I haven't taken the time to do a complete clean out of it, because, I mean, it just doesn't feel necessary. And like most of the modern healthcare pros, this one does have the dual row brush on here, which Lindhaus, that's like this is really where their power comes from, is their brush design. So I mean, the 2-row ones are a nice little bonus. Oh, and I don't have the M3 bags anymore, but I found that Vac Bags USA makes a HEPA bag. So I've got HEPA bags. That's one thing I don't really understand about Lindhaus, is it's like they have HEPA bags made for their canisters, for the LS sweeper, for the new cordless model, but they don't make HEPA bags. Well, they have the M3 bags, but they don't really market them or sell them. You can special request them, but it's like they don't really, push HEPA bags for these models, the RX models, the Activa, the Diamante. And when I've spoken with people who deal in Lindhaus, I get the same answer, that, oh, their bags are fine. The other thing I hear about them, because it's like I have kind of a love-hate relationship with Lindhaus, because it's like I do think their suction motors could be stronger. And it's like I've mentioned that to dealers, and I get the same answer, well, if the motor was too strong, it would push more pollutants through. And it's the same language, it would push pollutants through. So I mean, clearly it's some sort of language from their distributor or something like that, or it's coming down from a source. Because I mean, who says that? But I don't know. It's like, I guess in my mind, it's like if that were true, wouldn't that mean your canisters are poor filtering units because they have stronger motors? To me, it just sounds like an excuse. But it's like, I would love to see what one of these could do if they had like the same motor as my Pro Team 1500, one of those nice strong Dumel motors. Because it's like, these brush rolls are excellent, but it's like I don't know, it's like the suction motors always leave me wanting a little bit. That said, these still aren't bad vacuums. Far from it. You can do a lot worse. But it's like, they just have potential to them that's unrealized, in my opinion. But anyways, I think I have talked for a little bit too long, because we're approaching the 5-minute mark, so let's get on with this. Here's our voltage. Check our wattage. Turn the brush roll on. Alright, so we'll take the airflow at the bag chamber here. We're going to use this to make sure we get a good seal for the suction meter. So a weird thing about them, unless they've changed this, it's like despite having 35mm fittings at both ends, they actually use an 1.25" hose. That's never made a lot of sense to me. I mean, you know, your clog point should be here, you know, or rather here, you know. If it's going to get stuck anywhere, it should get stuck at the end of the hose, rather than being drawn into it and getting stuck here where the diameter will reduce. They really should change that. They probably won't, though. So just like every other machine, I'll be doing the wand test with the wand fully extended. But I am going to have to leave that adapter on for the suction test here. And I'm having trouble getting it to focus. There we go. As you can see, it's like there are dips in the end of this wand, you know, so it's not made to like completely seal onto a surface. So yeah. You know, I always thought this was just a standard 35mm connector down here, but this doesn't really fit over the stub here, but my metal one does, fortunately. So, we still have methods. And I have blocked off the little lock hole up there, just so we're not bleeding out a bunch of... Alright. Lots of leakage around here because I can feel a fair amount of air coming out and air around there. Maybe a slight amount around the cover up here. I can tell it's chewing up my seals. You know, of course it's not going to produce that visible agitation. That's just not how European style machines generally are. That and having that brush roll shape, I don't think there's ever really a break, at least as a whole, between like the carpets and the brush. That's what kind of creates that vibrating, you know, is when you have a gap or an empty space in the brush roll that allows the airflow to draw the carpet to the nozzle, and then the brushes push it away. But with these styles of brushes, kind of a, well, I mean, it is a chevron, but I mean, just the way it's wrapped around there, I don't think there's a point at which we ever have a full break from the carpet. You know, there's always going to be bristles on the carpet. So, it doesn't produce that style of agitation, but it is a very, very good groomer. You know, you can really see how it lifted the pile here. So, I mean, you know, like I said, you know, the power head is the strength of Lindhaus machines. That's, you know, what's truly doing the job. It's like, you know, the main motors in here, they could be stronger. That said, they're still a good vacuum. It's like, I would buy one. It's like, they're good machines, you know, and they're well built. They're fun, you know, they're kind of a fun to use machine too. You know, they're quiet, they glide over things well, good height adjustment to them. Just a very good machine overall.